Hi guys, and welcome back for week 7 of Man's Glory Podcast, where we keep it real biblical. So today's topic is setting boundaries in marriage and in dating, and I feel like we kind of touched on this many a times, or maybe it's that anytime I talk about dating or go into the whole anything with relationships or whatever, first thing I'm talking about is boundaries, setting those boundaries. So, I don't know if my mom remember her dating life. She's been married for 75 years. But I think we just going to let Rita take the whole, we'll see. You take the marriage and I take the dating.
Okay, and we just interact as it goes.
And then we can swap. No, we both do both. That's fine. We both can do both. Because I'm married. The future me is married because the current me is single as a Pringle. But, yeah. We could do it like that. We just gonna talk about the things. And I feel like I've said mine multiple times. But I think, too, it's certain things I want to hit on with the boundaries when it comes to marriage, even though I'm not married. Because it's certain things I feel like, I guess from my parents, like I said, my point of view, I think I said that in a previous episode, my point of view of marriage comes from my parents' marriage, not marriages, my parents' marriage, and then my grandparents' marriages, those three. But I don't know it personally. I know it from what I've seen from them and what I've been raised to indulge in. So, yeah, I know the takeaways I want to take from the stuff I want to just leave over there. So, yeah, I guess we want me to start off with the boundaries.
It does not matter.
Do you have boundaries? Did you have boundaries in dating?
In dating, I did.
What was your boundaries? Yeah, I just want to point out, my mom and I went to the nail salon, was it Friday?
Yes.
And we got us some pedicures. And really got her eyebrows done. And I wish I could see it, but they look good because she was looking a little rough. I don't think her eyebrows don't ever be looking rough until after she get them done. I be like, yeah, they was a little rough prior to.
Because I think they are naturally harsh. I don't need much.
They are because mine and Mimi, the one that everybody thinks is either my mama's child or my child, all three of us have naturally harsh eyebrows. Cuter do too, actually. But sometimes eyebrows just be haywire out of nowhere. And I think it's only when we go to the nail shop.
And it's because I have started to let them arch them. So most of the time when you start things, then they go.
These mine. They don't do nothing. I got thick eyebrows, but yeah.
Mine's are not thick anymore.
And I got lashes. Well, I do have lashes at the top and the bottom of my lashes are full. Elders are like that too. Reese said she got the lashes at the bottom.
If I do, I can barely see them. So actually, y'all get those beautiful eyelashes from your father.
Yeah.
Because I remember one of the girls, we was somewhere, she like, girl, your husband look like he got some lashes on. Baby, those are his lashes.
We all out talking, but I just wanted to point that out. My mama got her eyebrows arched, y'all, and they almost look as good as mine.
I did.
But did you have boundaries in dating? And then we get to your boundaries with my dating.
In dating, I did. I did not like men who smoked.
Okay, so we're gonna start off like this. It's a fun fact. We went live on TikTok last night, and we were talking about dating. Yes, I did. And we were talking about dating. And one of the things I said, there's a difference between. Well, I posted a video prior to me going live. Posted a video 2 days before, and I talked about non-negotiables. And I asked, what are your non-negotiables? And non-negotiables, I'm pretty sure I talked about this on the podcast before. Your non-negotiable, it means there's something you're just not going to deal with. It doesn't swing it open with the wind depending on how fine somebody is with this, that, and the third. That's not a non-negotiable. That's a preference. So what I started with last night is that there's a difference between a preference and a non-negotiable. And so I asked you what, and there's a difference in a boundary. A boundary means something you're not willing to let somebody cross. So you said you don't like smokers. That is a preference. And if you say you're not gonna date, then at that point it's a non-negotiable. That's a non-negotiable.
Okay. Well, the smoking.
That's non-negotiable.
Okay. And I dated a guy. Well, you drinking, that's your business, but don't come around me and you smell like alcohol and you want to. Now
that's a boundary.
So you could, and I did date a person who drank. You know he drank. If you want to drink, that's your business, but don't come around me, your breath so stinky, and you think you finna get some sugar. That ain't happening. But my husband doesn't drink nor smoke, so I don't have to worry about that. But in the past, I did date somebody who did, and he tried to come over there with a darn fireball in his mouth trying to fool me. But what he didn't know, I was smarter. Because why you only had fireball in your mouth certain times? If you ate fireball, you eat them all the time.
No.
Yes.
Well, whatever. Okay, so your preference is, I mean, a non-negotiable is somebody that smoke.
Right.
Your preference is you prefer a person that doesn't drink, but if you drink, just keep that away from you.
Well, no.
A boundary is don't be around you intoxicated or under the influence.
So let's say that. Drinking, well, when I was dating, because I'm not sure anymore. But no, I did not want
She dating somebody.
I did not want to be involved with a man who got drunk. I didn't have time for that. At that time, they are not alcoholics. That's probably what they lead into.
Oh,
you know, because anybody can, but just do not be drunk around me. I don't have time for that foolishness. I didn't have time for it then when I was young. And, well.
Let's go a tit for a tat. So one of yours was drinking. Okay, so we'll do it like this because Rita navigating between the non-negotiable, the non-negotiable preference and a boundary. So
you had to be single.
I will hope that is a preference for anybody who wants to be monogamous.
But guys be lying. Well, you have females.
That's a polyamorous person. So but for me, we'll say profanity. A preference for me is a guy who does not use profanity because I do not use profanity. And if you are, because we know my preference is a man after God's own heart. If you are after God's own heart, you are putting away sin in self. Self in sin, sin in self.
In my time of dating, I wasn't thinking about that. That's just honest.
Well, I always been in this time of dating. So, and if that's where you want to be, then you are working on it. So, however, now if that's something you're working on, that's understandable. So, that's when we get into my, like I said, this is my preference, right? A man that does not use profanity. I see if you're learning to walk away from that. So then we get into, I'm going to help you learn. You want to know how? Because a boundary of mine is don't use that language around me because I don't play those games. And that's just what that is. That's a boundary for me. You slip up, all right, cool. Don't make that slip up again because that's your first and your last. Therefore, also, in the event you get too comfortable or you get too heated and we're having a disagreement, you choose to curse at me. Ooh, it's a wrap for you. You don't even have to worry about me anymore. That's a boundary for me, especially that B word. Oh, it's it. It's over. It's done for you. There is no comeback. You are not Jesus. You will not rise again.
Right.
That feeling is non-existent.
In my dating world, cursing, I didn't curse, so no, I wouldn't want a man who cursed. But like she said, you have to let them know. So, work on your mouth. People don't, a yuck mouth, that's what I'm going to call them.
She said let them know.
You have to tell people because if you do not tell a person what you expect and what you will and won't put up with, hey, because they're going to try anyway. So, hey.
No. So, one of the things, I just wanted, because she said let them know. So, I was, it was a few years ago, I had this dating app. It didn't last long. But anyway, this guy and I was meshing back and forth, so we ended up exchanging numbers. And he said he wanted to talk to me on the phone, so we talked on the phone. Excuse me. And all that time, I don't curse. And I don't say anything about the curse. I'm going to have a conversation with you without using any type of profanity because that's not what I do. And the entire time we were talking, he never once used profanity. So I was under the impression, I said, maybe he doesn't use profanity. So he didn't bring it up, so I had no need to address it. So then he apparently got the phone, in the area he was in, he lost service and the phone hung up. He proceeded to call me back and say I didn't have to hang up on him. Like I told him, my phone was sitting on my stand, on my desk. I was working, right? And he, however, was in a bad area. He didn't even have good service work. He already said that the phone hung up, but he was mad and he just started cursing. I told him, I said, well, first of all, let's be clear. To me, having somebody's face disrespectful. Second of all, using profanity is disrespectful. I didn't know you use profanity. He said, I'm an educated black man. I don't have to use profanity to get my point across. And yet,
you still use it.
You're using it. I use it when I feel like I want to use it. So therefore, this when I explained to him, well, I don't use profanity. I don't pick and choose when I use it. I just don't. Secondly, I don't communicate with men who don't know how to speak to me without using said profanity. So, what's another boundary you had? We gotta navigate between the non-negotiable preference and the boundary.
And the boundary, you had to have a job.
That's a non-negotiable. Good job, Rita, because that was not a boundary. Here's a boundary for you and me. Watch come loud. This is a boundary. Abuse, any of the sort, any sort of abuse. Because the first thing when you say abuse, everybody assume physical, right? Great, yes, all right, cool. But then also, don't the mental abuse is not gonna fly over here. It's not happening. But definitely the physical abuse is not happening. It's a no. Don't even look like you're gonna put your hands on me. Because this ain't one you want to battle with. You better ask my dad about her. He'll tell you himself. But I'm her daughter. Have you met my father? It won't go too well for you. Like I told that young man, your mama bearing her only son. I don't do domestic violence.
I don't want you all to think that my daughter is threatening a person's life.
I'm not. I'm defending my own.
But keep your hand to yourself. Man or female.
I don't play them games.
No. God did not make us for punching bags.
Mm-mm.
He made us to love.
However,
to cherish.
There was a TikTok, and I brought that up on live last night. There was a TikTok that said, it's funny how, my point was, if you got all these so-called good people or followers of Christ, or then you want to call yourself looking for a person, why everybody single? If everybody's so good, if nobody has any problems with followers, why is everybody single? And then I referenced the video, the man said, it's always everybody single, except for these no good folks. He said, because a beater ain't never missing a beat to beats. He said he always got somebody to beat on, but why everybody else saying that tickled me? And that's dark humor all day, but that was funny to me because now that I think about it, all the toxic people in relationships, but why the good was single? Make it make sense now. But yeah. So what's another boundary? Or not boundary. Yeah, another boundary. She don't know no boundaries. She just out here in these streets dating. She ain't had no boundaries. You got preferences.
Is that what it was?
And non-negotiables.
Right. Okay.
Okay, did you allow, like, one preference I keep telling all y'all, boundary. I don't allow men to text me or call me after a certain time.
Well, when I was dating, I was at home with my mama.
I know, y'all had landline.
So
y'all had to fight for the phone anyway.
Call me. But, yeah, that doesn't bother me. What didn't bother me, because we talked on the phone. And I knew what I knows and knew within myself what I was going to do. Like I say, the era that she's in, that I am, is different. You know, she got her own place, been had it for a while. So I do understand why she don't allow them to call her or text her after
or come over.
Yeah, a certain hour, you know. But, no. Well, let me take that back. If you were coming to see me, baby, you had to be there before nightfall, because you could not come and see me all times of night. So I'll take that back. Yeah, I did on that level, but the phone call didn't matter, because baby, we would talk on the phone all night long. Because at one time, that's all we could do was talk on the phone, you know.
So at this age, the reason why I say the texting and calling at this age, right? First and foremost, no sex before marriage. We understand that's clear, right? So. Now, we was already on the phone, or like we having a decent texting conversation, a different phone call, and we roll over to 12 once a minute more because the conversation is deep, because that has happened plenty of times. I have no problem with it. But in the midst of that conversation sound like it's going left, or you making hints as to like you trying to take it left, I'm going to go ahead and get off the phone with you, because I know what I'm staying away from. I know what I'm not trying to indulge in. I know what I'm not trying to lead to. And the first thing you going to sit there and say, oh, you ain't nothing but a tease. Or you act like good two shoes, or I know you doing something. Or I do gonna say, you don't even do phone sex? Who you talking to?
Why?
Right? Because what we getting from that? That's just like the man told me, he said, what I'm going to a strip club for? He said, to get hard, I can't do nothing with it. I said, oh! Like he just came out of nowhere and said this.
Well, my opinion, why you having phone sex and you can't get the actual sex? To me, that's just crazy. Now, if you having phone sex and you getting it, but if you're not getting it, why even do that to yourself?
The whole, you can't hear nothing up here because I don't know what to tell you. I read the Bible to you. Then you ain't gonna talk no more. But and so that's with it, right? So that's just me. Like the guy and I was on the phone the other day. He's a friend guy of mine. He was just saying how he said, you know how long it's been, and he has 3 kids since he did anything. He said because I told God to take this desire away from me. He said I told him to take the whole lusting woman, this and that. He said I don't even want to be desirable to a woman. That way I ain't got to worry about indulging in that. He said because I know what I used to be. He said you because I told because he made some statement. I said nope. I said I don't have sex with those. I said baby I've been prayed on it. Keep that away because I know I keep seeing videos on TikTok. They talk about how when you ovulate. I said you know what? Now that I think about it, but then when I really started thinking about it, it's so long. I don't have those problems. I said because if you actually focus, if you actually telling God, hey God, remove this from me, and you actually focusing on that, you ain't got them problems. Because when you in the world, it does seem like that. So that's the difference. And like I told them on TikTok, there's a difference between the people who say they really are being abstinent. Because the lady said this morning, you ain't got to tell nobody you abstinent. You ain't got to tell them that if you living that life, live that life. They ain't nothing you got to announce, and it's not. Because they should see that. And if they study trying to progress, is why I said the conversation like it's going that way, go ahead and shut that down. Same thing with the guys coming over, a boundary for me. You cannot come over at the same time. My mom said I've lived alone a very long time. When I graduated high school in 2013, I went to college. I shared a dorm room my freshman year. My sophomore year, I shared an apartment with 3 other people. After that, I lived alone. Well, me and my brother shared an apartment. But after that, I lived alone. And I've lived alone since 2015. Yeah, 2015. Do not come to my house at a certain time. Because now if you came a certain time, we chilling, we kicking, we having a great time, cool, fine, bam. But don't assume nothing else going on. And my thing, if I know your work schedule, you know mine, why you got to come over so late? Because the only thing is,
what you looking for?
Because my friend girl from college told me her mama told her ain't nothing open that time of night but liquor stores and legs. I said, and liquor store closed at a certain time, so that ain't even true. Ain't nothing open but legs at that time of night. So why are you coming over so late?
What are you trying to get?
Unless you saying, okay, well we set us a date to go out at 9 o'clock. All right, great, let's go. Ain't no nightcaps over here. Oh, do you know what nightcap is? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's from your age. I learned that from a movie. And I found out people still say that. I didn't know. Yeah.
Well, I'm surprised you guys haven't changed it.
When they call it, well, not that's
everything else.
Whatever. Ain't no Netflix and chill. Like we in my okay, so I used to make this joke too. So now, do you know what Netflix and chill is?
You watching Netflix and sitting on?
Right, that's what it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. Somewhere along the line became a euphemism for.
See.
Okay, so I remember it was like 2 years ago. It was like, yeah, you know, so he said we can Netflix and chill. I said, with whom? I don't Netflix and chill. My Netflix and chill, I bet we're going to turn a movie on. You going to say, don't touch me. Because...
Oh, you actually flicking in your necks and shit? Okay.
Huh?
No, I get it. I think I got it, but go ahead. I think I figured out what they're talking about, but I'll keep it to myself.
What you say?
The Netflix and chill.
What you figure out?
How you Netflix? Don't worry about
it. Ew! No. Oh my God, is that what they mean? I don't know. Listen. No. See, I got to set boundaries with my mother. It doesn't matter. I set boundaries and she break them. So yeah, that's with the whole dating. So for me, I set boundaries that protect the Jazz I'm trying to become spiritually. Likewise, I set the boundaries I'm trying to protect the natural version of Jazz because I don't want anything to be said to me. I mean, boundaries are not just set in relationships and marriages. They set in friendships, acquaintanceships, and everything in between. Just like you work from 8 to 5. Most people who work from other people, they don't want you contacting them at the same hour. I'm off Bree. Baby, Bree gets off at 5 o'clock. Okay? If you call her phone at 5:01, it's going to voice. Baby, if you call her while she on the clock, it's going to voicemail. So that's just it. Bree say I get off at 5. Should nobody be contacting me about no child care after 5 after 5 o'clock. Unlike me, I'm always working. So, but like I tell my male clients, especially the males, and I talk to the both of them, do not contact me after a certain time. That's just what that is, because that's disrespectful on both ends, and that's just how I see certain things. So.
Okay. Let's get to the marriage, the boundaries in the marriage. We do with the single people.
I guess.
Okay, well, we probably not.
Because I'm single.
With my marriage, I am into a godly marriage. Therefore, we don't have any boundaries because we know them. We first had to love God. Once we gave our heart to God, truly, then we gave ourselves to each other, truly. Now, let's see. You cannot come to my house, this is me speaking, and disrespect the man of my house. Nobody. Mama, daddy, children, auntie, cousin, brother, sister, maybe. That is not going on.
Maybe.
Yeah, I just know they like.
Okay, I got it.
You know, I would throw something in there. And as far as being married, the people who are married, well, I'm going to speak on my marriage. James and I
want to know who else married she finna speak on.
Okay, well, because we talking about marriage. James and I put each other first after God before all.
And that was a complicated sentence.
Wow.
But it was good.
Well, because that's what we do. And
Flushed me.
when it comes to us, our marriage, okay, for instance, so I'm going to do it like this. If a friend or whomever comes to me and say, well, hey, Rita, can you loan me X amount of dollars? So I'm talking about our marriage, right? Long as it's mine in my pocket, a certain amount that I have myself, that's fine because this is my little chump change. But if it's some money that have to come from James and I, it's so large, baby. But my friends, the people who deal with me know me because they'll ask me, well, talk to James, could you and James do such and such?
Boundaries.
But they'll ask me, and I remember years ago, James had said once, about a call, why people always call you? I said, because those are people that closest to me. Now, the people that are closest to you, and if they want something from us, they should be talking to him, and then he comes out to his wife. I don't think nobody, just straight. Even my brother, he'd be like, what brother are you?
That's how you know you want some money.
Yeah, well, it got to be money. It could be whatever. It could be something out the house. Like, he going to talk about how much you love and one of their weight things. And then most of the time, like they'll ask James. Well, he will anyway. Because he'll say,
he called me favorite niece when he wants something.
but I'm just saying, James and I do not let anyone or anything come between us. Years ago, I remember he said, he was telling to his mom and dad when the mother was living, if it's anything that's going to cause an argument or a falling out between y'all, don't do it. So I had to use that against him once, because, I did. It was something that we was talking about and didn't want to do it. We have to agree on it, whatever it is. Which, what James would say is, if it's something he want to do or an idea he run by me, and if I'm totally against it, it's automatically no. He said, but if he sees something in my eye, or see that wheel spinning, he know we're going to come back to it because whatever it is, he know I'm, figuring it out for it to work for us. So, that's where now, you say boundaries and what? The boundaries, there are no people in our marriage but us. That's a no-no.
And me.
Well, I'm talking about no side chicks, no side hens, no side roosters, none of that.
She got a couple side pieces, but none about supposed to know that part. I'm just playing.
If they cannot pay for what I'm riding in, they ain't no side nothing. I'm just kidding because I ain't got time for all that.
A side bone.
Let me stop playing.
I feel, and this is something I got from my parents' marriage, it is some things you have to, well, most things you have to discuss with your partner. Now,
Most, go ahead.
I'm discussing everything with my man. That's my man. That's my husband. My man, my man, my man. And, baby, if you want me to go to the movies with you, let me ask my man. And let me tell you why. Your girl been singing for film. Okay? I'm gonna have to be ready to ask my man. And I know my man gonna be so good, he gonna pay for the whole movie. Me and yours. And the snacks. You know what I'm talking about? But no. So with the boundaries, like for me, if somebody asks me could they hold $20 or $5, alright, cool, I got it, I'm gonna give it to you. Anything over $20, I'm gonna go call Jeffrey and ask him.
Over 20?
Anything over $20.
Okay. My God.
Because I don't know what my man got. And then I'm just thinking too, like, what if there's somebody that both me and my husband know, right? And so for all I know, you probably asked Jeffrey and Jeffrey told you nah. Or whatever case. I'm like, babe, well, you know, because my man checks in with me, right? Why are you laughing?
Go ahead.
What's funny?
Nothing.
Something is funny, Brita. What's funny?
You said over $20. Go ahead.
Oh, that's what you laughing at. I thought you were going to say, because you don't have a man.
No, I'm not. You talking in the future, right?
My man currently. No. But my man checks in with me on a daily basis. So me and my man, we talking. Like, sending text message throughout the day, he checking in the same third. And then casual conversation, you know. Jackie asked me because she borrowed $50 to do X, Y, and Z. You gave it to her? Well, nah. Well, I'm telling you about it now before I give it to her. Well, nah, because Jackie just asked me to borrow $50 yesterday. Oh. No, Jackie ain't finna get that $50 because what she do with the $50 from yesterday. Furthermore, you gave Jackie $50 yesterday and I don't know nothing about it. But Jeffrey, no, he gonna tell me what he puts in his pocket. That's just me. Now, but depending on what it is that you ask for, what's going on, right? Like I said, anything over $20, I'm talking to my man about it. I'm gonna tell my man, hey, even if I gave you, like if you asked me for $50 and I had it, let me stop talking so country too. If you asked me for $50 and I had it and I gave it to you, my man gonna know I gave you $50. That's my man. It ain't no. Cause me and my man conversate. Me and Jeffrey talk about everything. Okay. Because, like I said, it's Jeffrey's job to know. Like Jeffrey gonna know what's going on. Like I know what's going on. It ain't no. Or I'm reporting to him. Me and my man, we talk. Me and my man talk about everything. Just like my man, I know about everybody that work for me. Who I like, who I don't like. If they have a good, he gonna know everything. That's my best friend. Cause at this point, as close as me and Rita are. When Jeffrey put that ring on his finger, we're gonna be like, well, what happened to break? I already talked to my man about it. You ain't gotta worry about it. And watch she gonna make a slick come. Look, she's gonna make a slick come with good. Gonna be mad when cause she gets mad now if I want to tell her something.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
Do you bring it up? Cause how would I know about it?
Because if I've tried to tell her something, and then the time of me trying to tell her something, she'll dismiss me, or she talking to somebody else and having too many conversations. And then she be trying to circle back to, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Rita.
That is not the topic. But the problem is, let me explain it to you all, if I may.
You finna get off topic?
No, I'm finna explain what you said. When my family, whether it's James, Jazz, Mama,
you been talking about your side conversations.
When they call me on the phone,
you call us.
I wear earpiece.
They be talking to other people.
And people may come in and talking. Just mad. Mama just hang up. And sometimes I can't say, y'all, hold on. Because if people don't see it, they just come in talking. So when I'm like, okay, and when I try to go back to the conversation, another one may walk in.
So by this point, I'm over it. Don't worry about it. Because now I got to hear that. Or she would call. And then or she'll walk in like she'd have been something she'd have called, and she'll walk in just start having a full-fledged conversation with somebody that she worked with. I'm just like,
I walked up and I'm not.
Okay, it's hey. You're hey, how's your morning? Keep walking. No. Oh, you stood and asked questions. Click. Baby, I saw us hanging up now. I don't even care. Hang up. Or she'll put us all on three-way. And then proceed to have a she talking about my daddy so bad. How he be up there. I'm talking he loud on the phone talking to somebody else. And Rita does it more than anybody we know. And I'm stuck yelling, mute the phone! Mute the phone! She still girl, you don't even like them folks for it. I'm just playing.
That's not so.
But they don't even be funny.
First of all, my phone is in my pocket.
Pull it out and mute it.
And I'm not. And then, but sometimes they'll come in and say, you on the phone? Yes. And I say,
and still keep talking.
Oh, you ought to be shaking.
Because I almost called 3 of them names, but I'm going to let them live. Shoot.
But I say yes, or either I say, you need me with Jazz, let me get off, you know. But so that is what she's talking
I done
about.
call her a many times, but if I call her, no, but I'm listening. If she talking to somebody, if she answers the phone, they let me know she ain't want to be talking to me in the first place. Or she'll be like, or in the process of this going on, if it got juicy, she be like, well, she'll let me talk for a good minute. This was like, she'll respond back and all this. She was like, well, let me call you back because Tim in here. I'm like, oh, hey Tim. I said Tim because he retired, even though we know he ain't talking about him. But I just be like, oh no, she got some tea. That's what she gonna. Cause why you let me talk? And then you gonna say 5 minutes later, all right, let me go. No, somebody standing there looking.
Why? Most of the time, when my family called me, it's not all you busy. Sit.
No, ma'am, that's what you do. Cause every time I call you, what you doing? Cause you be like, what?
At work, she be like, I'm at work.
Not
what
doing
I'm doing
anything.
At work is not your business.
Nothing.
I'm at work. If I'm at work, I am working, doing something.
Nothing. Cause now this how you know she doing something. Either she on the phone with somebody else, or she actually in the midst of one of her boss or whatever. She gonna send you in the voicemail. If she answer the phone, she ain't doing that.
I don't send you to voicemail. I don't do that.
You swipe up and click a message, and it sends you the voicemail. Yes, you just did it to LJ.
Yeah, because of this. But when I've done that, we was in a staff meeting.
Right, that's what I said.
Okay, because
but anyway, that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm.
The point is she gonna be in her feelings when I'm telling Jeffrey everything that's going on, and she left. Look at the face, and she left in the dark. But no, for me, the type of boundaries I expect, or the boundaries that I require for my marriage, is to be communicative of all things. There's no secrets, and that's something I know my parents have. There's no secrets.
That's right.
There are no secrets in mine and Jeffrey's marriage. Okay, Jeffrey knows from the jump. Jeffrey gonna know me so well. He gonna know what my facial expressions mean. Jeffrey gonna know if we out at a function and my eyebrow do a certain thing. He be like, all right, well, let me get my wife home. I'm a little tired. I'm ready to take my baby home to this house. Jeffrey gonna know me like I'm gonna know Jeffrey. And we will not have secrets. It's like we ain't got to tell each other every single detail that went on throughout the day. But certain things will be discussed. And that whole lending money thing, that's a conversation to be had. But if I'm just talking to my man, somebody walk up on the street, somebody, hey, can you got a couple change? Yeah, sir, I got you some change.
You gonna tell Jeffrey you gave him $2?
Me and Jeffrey on the phone. You heard me? I thought I had some change. Jeffrey just know my heart. Jeffrey's a good man. He's a good man, Slim. He's a good man.
Well, like I told, James and I, for instance. So, like she said, we don't have secrets. But let me clear this up. If someone talks to us confidential, we don't tell each other.
I know everybody doing that.
Yeah, but I just want, some people may say, because when you talk to someone one-on-one, it's not the other person. But I had a sister in the church that we attended, she said, well, Sister, let me tell you this. She said, I can't tell you, don't tell Brother Stout. You can. Because if you wanted him to know, you would have been talking to him. And that's why I am on that, because someone have to feel that they can trust you. So therefore people tell James things so we don't discuss other, something that someone has confided in us or we talk to people. Now it's not like that, but that is not secrets. That's keeping somebody else feelings of business confidential.
There's a meme, and it said, when somebody tell me don't tell nobody, me on the way to tell my best friend. And I just thought that was so funny, because I be like, that'd be me telling my mom.
What?
Somebody say, oh, well, don't tell nobody. Oh, you girl ain't gonna tell nobody. And then that was like, they go tell, they tell their best friend with me. So the lady, and I seen the lady that posted, but she was telling her husband, because that's her best friend. And so then her husband up there, so she'll be on the phone, the meme was her on the phone, girl, I ain't gonna tell nobody. And her husband sitting over there with coffee mug, talking about 6 teeth, so baby, what's going on type. And I said, oh, I can't wait for that. But no, if it's something that you tell me, don't tell anyone. Everybody that know me know to specify who you mean by anyone. Because y'all really know everything.
But I don't know everybody, so that's a good thing.
Right. So some stuff I tell her, the person who said, if I told her something, she don't know you.
Then she be getting mad. Talking about, you don't know him, so why are you telling me? Just
no,
act like I know him.
Because here's the thing. No. Because I'd be like, so let me tell you about this foolishness. And so I was specifically not say names because you don't know the person. She was like, well, who is this? Well, who is that? I didn't tell you the name because you didn't know him. So then she was like, well, who's the person? So when I tell you the name, you started to, I can't make you know them, Rita. Like, so you know how old people trying to make you know somebody. Not you, I'm going to call you old. You know, when old people try to make you know somebody. And I'm just like, Rita, if you knew them, I would have told you who they was. I would have said their name. If we know more than one person, their name would have specified. However, people know, and I'm like, specify who you mean, don't tell. Because y'all know I'm telling Rita everything. Or when my husband comes here, that's what it is. Unless, like, it's a friend, like, confiding something personally in me. Now, I don't do that. I never did. They were my long-term boyfriend. So that's a no. It ain't your business. However, everything else my man gonna know. Because me and Jeffrey like this. And we so close, we in each other's skin. Look.
Well, you heard from Pastor Carrier today.
What?
Him and his wife are one. That's what you're supposed to be with your man. We are as one.
Jeffrey and I are one. One mind, two bodies, one mind, one soul, one heart, one love.
So that's what it is when it comes to marriages and boundaries. Jesus Christ is it.
So our boundaries between us, like I said, is communicative honesty. Like, don't ever, like people say, well, I didn't tell you because it was going to hurt you. No, the hurt was the lie. You didn't tell me because you didn't want to be in trouble.
That's right.
Or whatever the case is. So that's being honest and foremost, because to me, that's me and my husband are locked in. We best friends. Me and Jeffrey don't play by each other. So that outside boundary is just like my parents. And nobody come between my marriage. What God has brought together, let no man do something.
You heard it.
What you say?
I remember young in the marriage, and I don't know, you know how you watch TV. And I used to watch a lot of Lifetime. You know, they had good movies and relationships and all that. And we was watching something. So, and I said to James, because I work with a lot of people just not the same race as me. But anyway, so I had said to him one time, I said, James, what if I came home and told you Billy Bob wanted to, we go out and eat together? He looked at me and said, what? Go out and eat. He like, why? Because we work together. I'm watching the movie because that's what they do. No. He said to me, like away from work. I done came home, changed clothes, got down.
So it's not a work lunch, but it's your co-worker.
My co-worker who is a male. Right.
Friends.
And I got a husband at home. I guess he had a wife. And, I was watching TV and he said, no, you can't do that. What you doing that for? Because, now I get it, because invite your spouses. Why is just y'all? Y'all that tight of the opposite sex and you got spouses. And I kind of looked at him and I'm like, the white people do it all the time. Baby, you ain't white.
Yeah, black people do it too.
But you don't let anybody or anything in your relationship.
That's what the term came.
Don't let the crack in the, don't let nobody put a crack in there.
That's what the term work wife came from.
Is it?
Yeah.
But let's not, I don't have a work spouse.
I had a work wife.
Okay. But
I ain't work with no men. It was all women. Mm-hmm. And I think the one man that was gay. So.
And so those are conversations. So I say that to say, because early on in the relationship, because I don't know, people have a facade of how things work. You watch a lot of TV, you think it's okay. That ain't okay. We couldn't do that. So, I couldn't go on me and Tim meeting at the bar for beers, or Ron and I meeting at the cafe for lunch.
Yeah, because we've been at work all day. The more I think about it, we've been at work all day
so
together.
Why you got to do that?
Why you got to be in another city with me tonight?
Get your spouses.
Bring your wife.
Yeah.
Because any conversation we can have without them, we can have with them.
That's true.
And if we can't, don't be trying to spend no time with me. Because I don't like that. Now
because you are 8 hours or more away from your spouse.
I'm trying to be up in my man's skin. Mm-hmm. I've been single a very long time. But I can't wait to come home to my husband.
It's coming, so we just got to practice do unto others, you have them do unto you. I know I don't want him out there, baby, turn my water on, my shower on, because I'm going to come take a shower. And then me and Cleotha And Otis.
Who the heck is Cleota?
Just making up a name, girl.
Okay, so but what if it's a group? The
What
co-workers want to go get a drink after work.
Hey. Let me tell you what. Now this is real life.
My man finna meet me there because I'm just saying.
Yeah, my
I'm trying to see
cousin.
my man.
She's gone now, but my cousin, her cousin, and I think it was 2 of her friends, and she was married, and they were going out. He drove truck. So, and he said unto her, so it was 4 of them. And what if 4 single guys came to the table? And he said, even though I trust you, and I know there's nothing going on, but somebody else can come up and see all 4 of you all there together. And his question was with her, hang out with Rita. You're married, cousin, or don't do that. You know, because we do have to be careful for nothing. Now, she repeated this to me herself, and she said to me, you know what, Rita? What he said made sense. Why? Because people tell lies all the time. What?
I see both sides of it. We gonna talk about boundaries. So here's the thing. It's this in the church realm, right? The church folk. I'm gonna focus on. There was this podcast I listened to, and they were just talking about how you grew up in the purity era, something like that. But we desire, as women, you're told, you know, he that found a wife, you're supposed to be found. You need to be doing this in the church, doing this in the 30 men can find you. And if you desire to be married, then you need to be knowing what it's like to be married. So you need to already be exuding the marriage. If people get the wrong idea about the whole exuding the marriage thing, you need to already present as a wife, and that means already doing the things. And that's what people get misconstrued, right? So like she was saying, all of her friends were married. She hung out with the married friends, but you're single. How you gonna find somebody?
She was married. They were single.
They want to talk about.
Oh.
How you gonna find something if I'm single, and all of my friends are married, and every time I go out
with the married women,
with the couples, somebody gonna assume I'm married because every time you see me, I'm with the married people. Or if I'm sitting at the table with all married women, all of them got a ring on their finger, just stay with rings, and they approach. Or they think to approach and they see if I got a ring, they gonna walk away. Because you're not putting yourself in there. So like she said, she had to level out her friends. You got to hang out with your single friends too, because those are the ones who trying to get to where those married people are. Because you got very little to discuss. Well, I'm not gonna say very little. However, their conversation more so about marriage and their families that they have. You trying to get to where they are.
Right.
So yeah, you can spend time with them, but you need to be with the single people. Likewise, vice versa. If I'm married and I got a group of married friends I don't hang out with, but I'm hanging out with all these single women.
Why?
Because I'm like, girl, when are you ever with? Or like when the married couples go out, nah, I ain't going out, but I go out with the single ladies. Mm-hmm. Now, what he was saying, like if you send the bar, like if we on a girls trip or we having a girls night out, and 2 of us are married and 2 of us not, and a man approach. If 4 men approach for me, I can't stop nobody from approaching. But the first thing I'm gonna just know, hey, how y'all doing? And the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna speak with my left hand. They got that big old $9,000 rock on it. Hey, how y'all doing? I'm gonna move over here
and let y'all talk.
Yeah, because it'll never be said, okay, well, Jay's out there entertaining single man. A lie. First of all, my man knows where I am. He paying for the drinks. Whatever we doing. Second of all, I'm not gonna not allow my single friends to entertain some nice looking men who want to entertain them because I have a husband. Because now if y'all decide, they can walk up to you and have a conversation. Then from that point on, y'all decide they want to join in on the table, cool. The single people with the single men sit over there to the hill. Now if it's a group of 4 of us and there's 4 men show up, that's when my night gonna end. And I'm gonna leave. Damn. Now whether or not the other married person get up and leave, that's your business. Because I'm a grown person like you a grown person. I can't tell you what to do. I'm like, that's when I'm saying, well, of course, I'm not gonna hinder my single friends from hanging out with single gentlemen. I'm just gonna say, well, gentlemen, it was nice to meet y'all. Ladies, I love y'all. I'm kissing everybody. I'm finna go home to my husband. And in the process, I already shot my man a text saying, baby, I'm on my way home. Or come get me. Don't even worry about my man outside. Because I understand the being careful for nothing. I don't give a crap what anybody thinks of me. But also, however, it'll never be said, oh, Jazz is out with a group of single men. A lie. Because my husband got a photo. You better hope I ain't send a picture of the men to my man. I gotta do that. I'm just playing. But I'm going home. So I understand what he's saying, what they look like. But and also, you can't control who walk up to the table. You can only control your and if you allow somebody to lie on your night. Furthermore, if you're believing anything somebody brings to you, that right now, that's a boundary. Because how you gonna take somebody else's word over yours? But there's a difference in between people who I'm not talking about him. Okay. I'm talking about in general. There's a difference between a relationship in God and one that's in the world.
Right.
Those are two different types of relationships. Mm-hmm. Furthermore, I wouldn't be because if they say, okay, well, we're going to go to a singles bar. Okay, that's the night Jazz not going with you. Right. Because Jazz is not single. Jazz says Jeffrey. Mm-hmm. I have no reason. I'm all for you finding your partner or being in a place to be found. However, but also, I'm not doing any single mingles. Because I'm no longer single. Jeffrey said I do to me, and I said I do to him. Right. So it's a level of respect. Respect is a boundary. Mm-hmm. You don't do things your partner's not comfortable with, but that's why you have come say, I'm not a jealous person. I'm not controlling. I don't desire a man that's jealous, possessive, or controlling.
Okay, great.
You can't stop me from going nowhere. Now, we make decisions together. But it ain't no I'm going to put my foot down what I say, that's how I go. What children do you have? Mm-hmm. If they over there, that's who you talking to. Because I'm your equal. I'm not your child.
You already been raised. That's what
grown
adults I'm saying, need to realize that a man or woman
cannot tell
when you met that person and they of age, someone has raised them or not. It's not because it's not the man's job. Think he meet a young lady. I want her to be my wife.
Possess the controlling,
demeaning. No. It does not work. People have their own mind for a reason, you know.
But that's a part of that's a part of having self-control, self-esteem, mm-hmm. common sense. Mm-hmm. Because like the lady was like, oh no, he just overprotect. There's a difference in overprotective and crazy.
I got one for that one too. My friend, I loved her dearly, and I remember she said in her young days when her and her husband was married, they were married, and she would get off work and she would tell. Back then they didn't have cell phones. We didn't have cell phones. She's older than me, but anywho, she would go whatever store she would go to. She would tell him. And baby, he was just studying. If it was whatever store, he would be calling.
Oh, you told this story before.
On here?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Anywho, by the time she got to the next store, they'd be waiting on her to come in. And she said in the beginning, she just thought, oh, he just loved her so.
No, controlling.
Then she realized what it was, possessiveness. You know, but they still together, you know, but she had to stop all that old, because it can become overbearing. You know, come on, you choking my neck.
Literally. Mm. So I have my boundaries already set when it comes to dating. The thing, I have my preferences. Like my preference is a man that is 6'3" or taller. However, will I date somebody that's 5'11"? Yes.
Is he 5 feet?
No.
Girl.
That baby, that is a non-negotiable.
What if he's your husband?
That ain't my husband. God know what I asked for. And my mother told me God will give you the desires of your heart. If that's what he got for you. He ain't got no 5 foot man for me. God made me 5'7.5", and with a love for stilettos, no matter how painful they may be. Ooh. Do you think that man finna bring me a 5 foot man? That's somebody in my nipple.
Baby, he might put him on some stacks.
And you can't be with me with no stacks on. I'm sorry. Really trying to get y'all feelings hurt.
They wore them back in the days.
I don't care, Mom.
With the bell bottom and the stack shoes, then y'all remember? But go ahead. Girl.
Yeah, I remember.
Go on, tell us your preference or what is it?
My preference is a man that is 6'3" or taller. However, you can be 5'11" or taller and still get my attention. A non-negotiable is 5'10" and below. Listen up. I just can't do, because if I'm 5'7" and my stilettos is in between 3 and 6 inches, that already put me at between 5'10"
Baby,
and 6.
give on the shoes. Give on. If God brings that 5, what's your thing? 10, you say, what is it?
Man, you short. So anybody you talk to is gonna be talking to what?
No, because I'm not short. I'm medium. I'm the height for a woman, that I would say. But if he send you that 5'10" man, baby, you better stop wearing them 4-inch heels and get you a 2.5 and keep it stepping.
I was like, you, I'm not wearing 2.5 inch heel. She be struggling walking. I've been wearing heels since I was 9.
Okay.
I love a heel.
So it's time to stop if that husband of yours come along.
No, ma'am.
Anywho, what else?
My man gonna indulge in my heel loving.
What else?
Because men love a fine, beautiful
What
lady
else
with
do
heels.
you like?
Another preference, or now, another, like I said, non-negotiable is like 5'10". I'm gonna be nice. 5.999. And below the non-negotiable for me, right? So another preference of mine is a man that does not use profanity. Non-negotiable is using profanity. That's a boundary now, because you have crossed. My boundary is don't curse at me or any type of conversation with me. So, and don't disrespect me in a way that you using it at me because you have become mad or whatever the case is. So at that point, it's a no-go for me. You're done. That's just what that is. A preference would be of a man who does not indulge in alcohol. Having a sip here and there, drinking you some wine, I don't care nothing about that. That's great. That's fine. Then take a shot. Cool. When you love to be inebriated,
That you need it every day.
that's a non-negotiable for me.
Okay.
A boundary is being intoxicated around me. We're not doing it. Intoxicated, anything when you are not of a sober mind, high or whatever. I do not. A non-negotiable is a man that smokes. You can have a sip. I don't care about no liquor. Smoking is a non-negotiable for me. Crossing a boundary is being under the influence around me. You mess around, I'll call police on your end.
Because why you got to be drunk?
Why you coming around me smelling like this? Especially you think you're not finna put your mouth on me. You not finna happen. It's not finna happen. A preference is somebody with great hygiene. A non-negotiable is somebody with great hygiene. I love a well-groomed man. Okay, you have to be. I don't care about a man having rough hands if he works with his hands. But and also, best believe your girl got you on a hand care routine because I don't want to be cut up. And all that. I like my hand to be, and it hurts. Them calluses tear me up. I like my hand to be held, baby. I don't need you slap me on my butt and left a scratch or a whip. No.
You crazy.
No, I'm good. Not finna happen. A preference, like I said, I love a man that's well groomed. A boundary for me, dry skin. Don't come around me with your skin dry and ashy and your clothes wrinkled. You're not well kept at all. Rita is messy. Messy boots. Messy. Because why she looking like that? Listen.
You want me to talk now?
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my man.
Uh-oh. Why she finna talk? Go ahead, because I don't know she finna say it, and I'm finna say something about it too.
My man, when I met him, very soft hands. And I don't care what he's doing. We can be barehanded. My man gonna go get them gloves.
Daddy pulling them gloves out his back pocket. We was out there moving.
James! He be like, hold up.
We out there moving pallets. We was gonna put a whole 10 by 20 metal frame storage together. I'm barehanded. He done pulled out gloves. Okay? But that's I can say that about LJ.
I was gonna
me
say,
and LJ would be at the gym.
Too.
Me and LJ
from his dad,
LJ and I would be at the gym lifting weights. LJ has on gloves. Jazz is barehanded. And my mama make the comment all the time. I'm the son my dad always wanted. But now my skin gonna stay, because baby, my skincare routine don't play. I'm gonna stay soft and I love me some good lotion and smell good.
Let me finish talking about my man.
I just had to point out about your really man on the
plan. He have, soft hands, and then with the clothes. So he's gonna make sure he starch down,
creased and pressed down, even to go put stuff together
from his head to his toe. He gonna iron them.
Starched.
Like, James, a t-shirt, baby. He ironing them shirts. I'm talking about the
shirt. Go sweat in it now.
On the outer side, and he's gonna look good.
Going outside.
He's gonna smell good.
Daddy well grown till it comes to that done hair hanging out his nose.
Well, hold up a minute now.
He be
Don't
making me
overstep
mad.
your boundaries.
You be getting mad. James, cut that darn hair. That's exactly what she. Cut that darn hair here. I ain't been plucking out. She'll yank it.
I know. I cut it. I get the shears and cut it because. Men do that sometimes. Some of them, I don't know. But James, because he does not go to, you didn't let me finish, to a barber.
She is his barber.
So therefore, when I see it, I get it. And if I don't see it, you looking at it every day. By the time, I get a chance to do all that. So why she coming from my husband, don't.
But that's my daddy.
Yeah, but don't be talking about your daddy. Okay? Daddy.
Anyway.
But he's well groomed, well kept. Because
he's a kept man.
Yes, he's a kept man. But I am a kept woman almost. That's always also that's what you talk about, spoiling each other. That's what love baby. Does for you. It is.
He's a kept man.
Mm-hmm, it is. God is keeping us.
God is keeping me.
He allowed us to take care of each other, and I thank him for it. Because now James, what I do love, my hands, and I've been, I can pick up some of this file. I'm like, James, I can get it, and he just gonna pick it up.
Because Rita is just clumsy. We leave the restaurant today.
And what happened? Oh, he just grabbed it.
She getting up. He just give it here because you know you. You gonna in the process of him he said because you know you gonna flip it over, you gonna say when you still have your house, just slam my plate on top of it and walk out.
Let me ask you this: so see how but did you notice this? As James was saying that man who was over there with all that loud talking, he may have been a preacher. I don't know. So when James,
I hope not.
When James took it, and when I looked, cause he was looking right at me, so I just smiled. Thank you, honey.
Because the other time, she even had her nose turned to really say something.
He said to me, why? Which he's right. He said, because you know your clumsy when if you tripped and fall, or if you dropped it first time, you gonna say.
You still had it. Whole time she the reason why I feel.
He said that I would have said, well, you should have got it, which But they don't give me a chance to. Because
she done had chances in the past.
I love my family.
I ain't got to learn no lesson.
They cry on their mama. They take care of her. Go ahead. So I'm not.
We ain't got to keep learning the same lesson because she ain't learned on me. We not gonna learn it. We have learned. Don't bring up the Whataburger incident with the right
how long
hand.
It doesn't matter. 40?
Mom, were you?
Yeah.
No.
That's been 14 years ago.
Don't matter. Don't matter.
You can go and tell her because you know you want to say it.
No, I'm not. What I'm going to say is my mother is clumsy, but we all understand that. Moving on, because even grandma said, "Oh, never mind, I'm let you live on them." Because grandma
what?
Nothing.
You might as well go ahead because
I ain't gonna cause no strikes between you and your mother. Because the first thing she's gonna do is say, "And what I told you to tell your mama nothing." Mm-hmm. I'm out of you got to worry about me.
But I don't care about them talking about me, y'all.
We talking about it to her face.
Because at the end of the day, who they call on? Me, clumsy or not?
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to close this video out. I just want to say to my ladies and to my gentlemen, my young men. I'm gonna let Rita talk to the older people because y'all probably don't. Y'all probably think I ain't got enough. Y'all probably like my daddy who say I ain't got enough back. I got a gristle, whatever. So for those of you who think I still got a gristle, this ain't for you. This for Rita to talk to y'all. But for the people who are in my age or younger or a little bit older. Set your boundaries, men and women, ladies and gentlemen. Set your boundaries and stick to your boundaries. If you break your boundaries, they're going to break it. If you allow them to break your boundaries the first time or to test your boundary limits, and you let that go, you don't say anything about it, they're going to test it again. Give them an inch, they're going to take them out. And I don't care who it is. You got to stand firm in it. Don't flip-flop it and let it blow depending on what a person looks like. Or you thought, well, they check out this, and this. I guess I can let this slide. No. Be stern in who you are. I have been single for 8 years. The boundaries are set. They are set. Right? When I came back from my vacation, I said, I was not responding to any text message or answering any phone calls or sending out any text message or any phone calls to any of the old dudes that would periodically blow me up or reach out to me on Snapchat, Facebook, any of the sort. Everybody from the past is going to stay the past. Outside of talking to me about business, get some insight about business, or continue to have a friendship with me, that's far as it's going. Don't tell me you miss me because you will not get a response. Don't call me trying to catch up. Don't call me checking in. We ain't got nothing checking in on. Y'all watch me online. What you checking in about? What is it that you need to know? Because whether or not and when me and Jeffrey get together, it's not your business. When I pop out engaged, they were like, she was posting all them photos by herself. Whole time, me and Jeffrey been locked in. Set your boundaries and stick to them. There's nothing wrong with being single, baby. Because in your single season, that's time for you to be working on you. And, baby, that's next week's episode.
Okay, amen. So what I want to say to the older generation.
The people who think I got a gristle.
Okay, yeah. Which would be your dad. Probably too many people won't say it but him. Sheldon Cross may say it. But anyhow, back down to the ages of people. And I have said, I'm going to continue to say, we think differently. But I want to say I am very proud of how Jasmine thinks. Because when I was, at her age then, yeah, I did have, accepting God in my whole heart then. But the younger years when I was out there dating, and like she'll ask me certain things, all that I can remember, I wanted someone to love me. All this games playing, I didn't do that, nor did I tolerate that. So, but in my married life, I am thankful that when James and I decided to get married, when he asked me, and we decided to walk this walk together, we started on the journey to Christ. And that's what I'm thankful most for, and that's how we raised our children. So therefore, when you hear Jazz saying all these things, and some people may say, well, you got to get Jazz time to grow and get there. Jazz knows exactly what the word says. Now she's younger.
Grow and get well.
She's younger, and a lot of things that we went through, those of us who was out there wilding out and doing what we want to do, the children that are brought up under the truth, in the truth, and through the truth, they can surpass that if they take it in. Now, the most important thing to me in a marriage is God. Because if that man or that woman loves God with all of their heart, well, they're going to love their spouse also. And with that being said, since I'm not going to do anything intentionally to hurt me, I wouldn't do anything intentionally to hurt my spouse.
You are of me.
And just like one of the pastors said today, we are one. And once you have been united together in holy matrimony, for God, through God, you are. So why would you hurt your own self? And with that being said, we have to think. In a marriage, the only boundaries, you want me to wrap it up, is there should be no cheating. And when you are following Christ, well, I'm just saying, love God, no cheating. No sitting out there talking about, I'm calling my girlfriend on the phone, or I'm going out, so-and-so get drunk. No. So, but that's why I'm saying, when God in it, you don't have to worry about all that. I'm married, then my ex-wife and her 3 children, I want to bring home a check and sneak some. We ain't doing none of that. Because when you are following Christ in spirit and in truth, it's already worked out. So I don't have any, because we know what to do. So my advice to you, trust God, love whom you say God has put you with, and do not mistreat them. Because we as people reap what we sow. And if you sowing something bad out there to that spouse, it's coming back to you. Because God does not play. He's no protected person. And if he say he's going to do something to you, he's going to do something to you.
And this has been another lovely episode of Man's Glory Podcast, where we keep it real biblical. And we will see you guys next week.
Have a great day.